Hello YouTubers, we are back working on our 1972 LT100 cc old school vintage enduro. Gonna have a little fun with it. I've made a couple of these things before, and we're gonna make it a little crazy. I think we're gonna call this one M&Ms. Our other previous ones have been Skittles. And basically we color everything a little bit different colors. So every color of M&Ms, every color of Skittles, this bike's gonna be. Since it's just a fun little play bike, we're gonna just, wheels, fenders, tires, everything's gonna be different colors. Even the motor is gonna be colorful. So we're gonna have a little fun with it. Sit back and enjoy. We're getting ready to, first time we put the handlebars on and controls. Since then we've painted a few things. Didn't want to sit here and bore you with the paint part stuff, but we're getting ready to get back into more mechanical stuff, get the carburetor going. We've got fire last time, grips, trying to finish this thing up and have some fun with it. Thanks a lot. Okay, here's where we're at right now. We've got the head of it painted, the fluorescent green, the jug black. Put the new nice little red air filter on there and that blue fuel line. So we're gonna try to hit all the different colors of these Skittles and M&M's packages. Did paint the rear wheel the kind of the lighter blue color that they've added this last year. And right now we added the grips. We were just at the tail end of it last time. We did put some Scott grips on there. Did get the clutch lever to kill switch all mounted. Throttle all ran. So we are ready to do just some more of the cosmetic stuff. The one thing I did do is this had the injection, the oil injector on there. So I actually put the oil injector tank back on there off the LT2 engine. And got the seat permanently mounted. So now we're ready to put on the pipe and start addressing the rear forks and just color this thing up some. So we've still got red paint, orange, yellow, a lot of different colors to make this bike complete and loud and obnoxious. So it should be a fun build. Okay, next we're going to hook up the throttle and to the carburetor. We've already ran the throttle cable up through the frame, up through the handlebars, and hooked to the throttle itself. Now we're getting ready to actually hook it up from the throttle cable. So first thing you want to do is basically put your throttle cable through the carburetor cap. Take your spring, run it all the way through the spring. From there, you're going to have to basically depress the spring, grab your slide, and your slide will have this groove on it. At the end of that groove, there's a circle part. Just take your nipple off of your throttle cable, and then your spring will depress right in there. From there, you're ready to go on to the carburetor. And on every carburetor, you're going to have a notch on your carburetor that looks like that. That notch goes where your idle screw is on the top. And on this side, it's on the left-hand side. So you just got to take that notch and put it toward the throttle cable. And there's a little groove in there that will fit it to slide in. And then once it slides in, it will slide all the way into the bottom. Depress the cap and just screw the cap on. Screw that on there real tight. The idle screw that I was telling you about is this screw right here. That's your idle screw. This will be your air mixture screw. The little one right there will be your air mixture screw. Traditionally, those are set usually 1.5 to 2 out, but you, depending upon elevation and everything, you're gonna adjust that later. So right now we've got the cable ran. We're going to zip tie it up through the frame, probably put one through here to kind of hold the cable in place. It runs through the frame holder right here. And it comes up and it's actually into the throttle assembly. We get these are the old Gunner Gasser style, also available from Western Power Sports, 29 bucks, $27, somewhere right in there. But that's what I use on all my bikes. They just work really well. And then when I get the brake cable on, as you can see, it just fits right in there perfectly. So I'm a 2-finger rider, so I can adjust the throttle, still have 2 fingers on that. And that works really well. It's not near the end of the bar as far as falling over or getting broken off. So right now it has a nice little spring back. You want to twist the throttle, make sure it springs back and it snaps right back, and you hear that nice little click, and that is done. One step closer. Okay, so we've got our clutch lever on. We have our throttle cable on. It does spring back right there, no problem. Hear that nice snap back. Next thing we got is this little beast, our lovely kill switch. Most kill switches simply ground the coil wire. Your coil wire is basically, if you follow your spark plug wire here, all the way back, this is your coil right there. Off the engine, this is just a single wire system. All the power comes from this black plug right there, and you will see where it's got 2 plugs. One goes to the coil, and the other one goes up here to the kill switch. So what we're going to do right now is simply on the black and white wire off your kill switch, that is always going to be your kill switch wire, your black and white would be. And in the green is your ground. This simply goes to anywhere on the frame. On this particular bike, I have these 2 little holes right here. Since this was just painted, I'm going to sand this down to some bare metal, because you definitely want to ground through bare metal. A lot of times if you got a powder coated frame or a painted frame, it will not get to bare metal. So that's what we're getting ready to do right now. Take this little wire brush here, clean it off, get down to bare metal or sandpaper so you can get a little shine to it, and we will simply clean that off, and our kill switch will be good to go. And we'll run the other wire all the way back down to here and to our black wire here. So that's going to go there, and the wire that we come out of the kill switch will also be connected to that as well, and that will get our kill switch going. Well, we ran into some problems with the LT2 finally. Everything's been going pretty good. The carburetor, the original carburetor, is not working. We've cleaned it multiple times. It does hit, it does start, but it will not run for more than 2 or 3 seconds. Will not rev up. You give it gas, it just falls on its face. We've cleaned it. All the jets are clean. Everything seems fine with it, but something's going on with it because it's not working. So we're going to try something a little bit different. I own a motorsports dealership in Missouri, and we specialize in a lot of the Chinese ATVs and dirt bikes and scooters. So I've got these carburetors in stock for little ATVs, or for 125cc scooters or ATVs and dirt bikes. So I'm going to grab one off the shelf. The mounting holes are the same. They're a little bit bigger screws. So we're going to modify a little bit, grind it, and basically horseshoe out the mounting to mimic the original carburetor, and I'll show you in the picture the 2 side by side. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to grind this out, modify it, mount it on there, and see what it does. I have no idea what it's going to do, but we're going to try it because it's cheap. It's 11 bucks, and I've done worse things and thrown $11 away. So we're going to give it a shot, see what happens, and go from there. All right, we're back here trying to fire this LT2 up with this Chinese carburetor, see if it works or not. I have no idea. We got the gas tank just kind of sitting on here, got fuel going to it. We're gonna pull this little choke lever up here and give her a kick or two, see what happens, and wish us luck. Here we go. It's alive! The LT2 is alive and well. Coming up next, tires. And we'll finish this thing off and put the fender on and go from there. All right, guys, it started. It actually started. The LT2 is actually running pretty good. We've started it 4 or 5 different times now. It's actually running, idle set. Exciting stuff, man. We don't even have $100 on this bike yet, and it's actually running and starting. Good compression. We did 130 pounds of pressure on it. It's absolutely exciting. So next on the thing is tires, chain. I did paint the front wheel purple. We don't have it on there yet, but it is painted, drying right now. I'll have to order a new tire for it. We are converting it to a 19-inch front tire instead of the 18 that's on there now. That way I can get a modern knobby tire as opposed to the old enduro tires that just aren't, more of a trials tire. So I'm trying to race this on the vintage 100 series, so that'll actually give me a decent front tire in the back, 18-inch meat on the back. So we are getting closer, That concludes this section of this particular one. Coming up next, chains, sprockets, tires, rear fender, finish the build. Then we're actually going to take this thing for a test drive, see what she does. I don't know any idea on the clutch yet. This bike's been sitting for many, many years, so I would probably be surprised if the clutch is not stuck together. So we don't know yet, but we're going to put some tires on this thing, take her out for a test drive, and see if we can get this clutch functional. If it is, then we're ready to rock, because it's running pretty good, and I'm excited. I love the 100 cc's, man. They're fun, and it's revving up good. The stock carbs jet's a little bit smaller, so I actually have a new jet in there. I haven't got in there, which is a 130. We're going to add it before we start the test drive, and we'll work on the jetting a little bit since we added the Chinese carburetor. That carburetor was $11.50, and it fixed it. For $11, man. For $11, that thing fixed that bike. It's running great. I can't wait. And I actually have a 22, 24, and 26 carburetor. We might play with that a little bit, but the bad thing is the way that the mounts is I've got to basically grind one, so I'm going to fairly destroy a carburetor every time. So right now, the one we've got is grinding. It's running great, but some of the older models, or newer models of that machine, have a 26 millimeter carburetor, and we're running a 22 right now. So hopefully we'll get this thing going, man. But right now, the thing starts up. It runs good. I'm excited. 1972 LT2 100cc. Gonna work on the rear fender. We'll probably take the original one off, paint it, which did have a tail light and blinkers, so we'll probably modify that a little bit. But I might even go with a plastic one. I don't know. I gotta look to see what I got around the shop to make something work. But this concludes part 2, man. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Like our stuff. Like I said, I don't know. I'm a motorsports sport dealership in Missouri, and I'm going to be building a bunch of these little things, as long as doing a lot of videos on scooter repair, motorcycle repair, basic motorcycle maintenance, scooter maintenance, belt changes. We're going to be doing a ton of different videos on basic stuff, because I get different bikes and ATVs in every day, even street bikes, big crotch rockets, lots of different stuff that we're going to be playing with. So like our channel if you're a motorsports enthusiast, vintage motocross guy, scooter people like me. We're going to have some good stuff on there and fun builds. Just got a jet ski that I'm going to probably be putting on a scooter track. So I'm going to have a street legal jet ski. It's kind of be something pretty cool. So we're going to be doing some fun stuff. But hit the subscribe button, like us, let us know what you think. I appreciate it. Todd Scooter Man out. Have a good day.